introduce ourselves?
Yeah.
Shall, starting with you.
Okay, what's up, guys? I'm Cake, or Cake Order. What's going on?
I'm Alec. Don't be smart, Alec, on TikTok and other and other social medias.
I'm Wrecked Wizard on pretty much everything: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Yeah.
I'm Ferris Wheel Pro on every social media platform, except that one, you know, the one. I actually tried thinking of an obscure social media, but I couldn't think of it. Not MySpace. I'm sorry, I'm not on MySpace. Not yet. All right, so usually we just do a Q&A, but I was talking about this with Wrecked Wizard here. We kind of want to talk Switch 2. Anybody here own Switch 2? Really? I expect you would have a Switch 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we could just go over our thoughts on the console itself. You want to go first?
Yeah. So I was able to secure 2 Switch 2s. I pre-ordered it. You know, it was delayed here in the States for a while. And then when pre-orders went live, I waited at GameStop. Hella sick, by the way. I literally, hopefully my boss doesn't see this, I missed work really, really sick, but still stood in line for like 2 hours to get my pre-order at GameStop. And I was able to get 2. You're technically only supposed to get 1, but I'm friends with the people that work there. And I said, you know, I'm not going to resell it. My wife really wants one. Can I get 2? And they let me pre-order 2. So that was cool. And then I went to the launch of it. I was at the 9 o'clock, well, I guess it would be midnight for East Coast people, midnight drop for it, and waited in line, made some friends, picked up the Switch 2 or both consoles, and I picked up all the Zelda amiibos that are new. I picked up Rune Factory, Mario Kart World, and that was, yeah, pretty much it. You know what's funny? I didn't tell you. When I was in line at the Switch launch, I was handing out flyers for this show. Legit, like, I was talking about it in line, about this show with everybody, and the line was down the street. And one guy out of nowhere goes, hey, do you have flyers for the show you keep talking about? I go, as a matter of fact, hold my spot, I'm going to my truck. And I went, and I'm literally handing out RGX flyers in the Switch 2 launch line at GameStop. But yeah, I'm loving the Switch so far. What about you guys?
I am incredibly poor and cannot afford a Switch 2. So I had the Switch 1, and we would just play, I love Legend of Zelda so much. That was one that I grew up on. Ocarina of Time was always like my favorite one. So we got into Breath of the Wild. I still need to finish Breath of the Wild, and I still need to finish Tears of the Kingdom. Do I foresee getting a Switch 2? Hopefully in the future, but at the same time, I think I've gone into incredible credit debt due to the nice vendors out there. So
What's a little more debt?
yeah, just, you know, I mean, once you've reached a certain part, I mean, like, you know,
It's
you
just
might
one
as
more
well keep
swipe.
going at that
Yes,
point, right?
exactly.
Yeah. Now it's a challenge. How about you?
Yeah, I got one. I pre-ordered it like a good Nintendo fan, you know, a few weeks before it came out. And it didn't get there for like a week after release. So I'm like tracking it. I'm like, okay, bro, I want to play Mario Kart. I'm like tracking it, looking it up each day. Still no delivery. And then I see the people that got it from Walmart got it at 6:30 a.m. with a can of Pringles and a Coke delivered straight to their front door.
I felt like a special little boy.
I feel like an
morning.
idiot, bro. But yeah, I got it eventually. Playing Mario Kart. It's pretty sick. It's basically a Switch.
So tell us
Let's
why
be
your
realistic.
favorite character is Luigi to play as.
Whoa. No.
There's going to be a
Watch
fight?
your mouth, bro. But yeah, Switch 2 is pretty sweet. A little expensive. And honestly, if you're not a big Mario Kart head right now, I'd probably wait on it. Hot take.
Donkey Kong.
True, that game was
Donkey Kong for sure.
Air Rider.
Oh yeah, Kirby Air Riders.
Riders or
That's
whatever.
a big one.
Okay, did you get to try out the GameCube NSO?
Yeah, I did actually. It's pretty cool. They got weird games on there right now. They got Soul Calibur 2. What else they
Wind
got?
Waker.
F-Zero and Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Which are good games, but like you'd think they'd start with like Sunshine or like Melee. They're never putting Melee on there, but
That'd be nice.
that'd be
Whoa,
cool,
that'd
yeah.
be crazy if they did.
But yeah, it's pretty smooth. I like it.
Yeah, I hope Eternal Darkness comes to it because I
That'd
haven't
be cool.
played that.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw a copy of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance out there going for $250, and I'm just like, thank God that's coming to the GameCube. They confirmed that's coming to the GameCube library. So,
GameCube ain't cheap, bro.
no, it's not.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
So what would you say with GameCube now coming to the Switch? What's a must-have that's not a cliche choice for GameCube, what would you like to see come to the Virtual Console at some point? And we'll start with you, Joey.
Oh my god, I really don't know. I mean, I was pretty much just thinking. All I can think about is Eternal Darkness because I've never played it.
That's a
There's
great
so
choice.
Much I have of the GameCube that I just have not played because I was a stupid kid who bought like licensed movie games all the time. So I didn't get to check out like the deeper cuts of the GameCube library, but I wouldn't have been able to play Eternal Darkness as a kid because my mom would never have let me. So that's my pick.
So, if I'm not mistaken, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but fun fact about the game, isn't that the first rated M game that Nintendo ever published themselves or made themselves?
Yes.
I believe.
Resident Evil 2 was ported to the N64.
Yeah, but it's made by Capcom. I think Eternal Darkness is actually made by first party Nintendo game was Eternal Darkness, and they don't ever talk about it. I mean, it's locked on the GameCube, but it's a fantastic game. Remember how it used to like glitch and make you think your game was broken, or it would blue screen, or act like your save file was deleted? Or, dude, could you imagine kids in the modern day if they came out with a new Eternal Darkness and they do that, and kids had no idea that was a thing? Like, that would be great to see it all over again. If I were to pick a GameCube game that I would love to see come to the Switch 2, we already got Tales of Symphonia ported to the Switch. Batten Kaitos is already on the Switch. Oh, man, that's a tough one. I would probably have to say Twilight Princess. Zelda Twilight Princess. I would prefer the HD version to finally make its way over, but if all we can get is the GameCube port, I'm okay with that too, because it's one of the best Zelda games ever made. I really loved it. It's like, to me, it reminds me so much of that dark atmosphere of like Majora's Mask. And hot take, I liked Majora's Mask more than Ocarina of Time.
I don't think that's too hot of a take, I will say.
I do.
I honestly think that the story, if you get through it and can get past the time mechanic, that Majora's Mask has such a deeper, richer story, especially with all the side quests to get all the masks. It's so much more rich in like lore and backstory than Ocarina of Time, and I just like the dark, eerie feeling of it. That's why I think I like Twilight Princess so much. I'd love to see Twilight Princess come over to the game, or to the Switch 2 for sure.
See, like for me, it's just like I grew up on Ocarina of Time for that, and just like Majora's Mask was always something that I played that later on in life.
Right.
So I didn't have that like deep connection to like nostalgia that like some other people do. So for me, I always got stressed out with the time period with having to like going back and like redoing everything, and then every time I'm like running out of time, I'm just like, oh crap, I got to do this. So yeah, like for me, I understand why people love Majora's Mask, obviously, but I'm definitely more team Ocarina of Time. What game do I want to come over from the GameCube? So you said Twilight Princess, which I think is a great pick. I'm going to go with, how about Mario Super Strikers? That was always one that was super fun in my house when I was growing up. That was something that me and my brother, we would just rage at each other over.
Is that the soccer game or the baseball one?
That was a soccer game. That was the one where, yeah.
It is confirmed to be coming to Switch.
Oh, no
Oh,
way.
great.
Yes.
Dope.
Because they played like in the direct, they showed like a highlight reel of games coming to the service. That was on there. Luigi's Mansion, K Quarter's favorite games on there. Yeah, a couple of games I forgot off the top of my head.
I don't think there is any other game that would cause like brotherhood division in my household like Super Strikers did. Like there were controllers that were being thrown at the TV as hard as they could.
My God.
What about you, Kate?
Do we know if you can play multiplayer online on the game?
Yes, you can.
Okay, that changes my answer drastically. We need all the Mario Party games.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Monkey Ball. We need Animal Crossing, not multiplayer, but the classic.
Yes.
Melee would be cool, but Nintendo hates Melee, so it'll never happen. What else? Pretty much any multiplayer first-party game on GameCube's safe. Pikmin 1 would be. I'm just picking all the games. But yeah, maybe Mario Party or Monkey Ball.
And for those of you who don't know, Cake actually has the full North American GameCube set in his collection, so he's the GameCube guy for sure.
Played a couple GameCube.
I didn't know if the bucket hat gave that away, but it's his signature.
True, yeah.
So what is something on the Switch 2 that you absolutely love about it, but what is also something that you're like, I could probably do without it, or I really don't care about it, or I'm not a fan of?
Something I love on the Switch 2. I need some time to think if anyone else wants to go ahead of me.
I love getting to play games at 4K 60 frames on my TV. I got the Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild upgrades. I had the original copies, and I was able to pay, I think it's like the $10 upgrade or whatever, which a lot of people were upset about, but it's like Sony's been doing that for PS4 to PS5 upgrades on certain games too. Like I think one of the big ones that I had upgraded was, wasn't Final Fantasy 7? Didn't that cost like $10? You know, so it's like Sony does it, and it's not an issue, but Nintendo does it. It's like, oh, I got to pay for the same game, you know, just to get it. It's like, well, dude, you know, it's a corporation. It is what it is. But, dude, HDR, 4K 60, Tears of the Kingdom it does make a difference. Like the fidelity, just the HDR, like the picture looks so good. So if you haven't played them yet and you can get a Switch 2, I would definitely play those. I love that about the console. It runs your Switch 1 games just naturally better. Perfect example, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. It's a Dynasty Warriors game that has a Zelda skin. Runs like crap on the Switch. Get like 15 frames at some points, 10 frames. It runs like a dream on the Switch 2. So I love that. I love that the whole Switch library is available to play on it for the most part. The thing I don't like about the Switch 2 is I'm not crazy about the key cards. But at least they're there for those of us who want to sell or trade them, and you're not just stuck with a digital copy. I try to look at like glass half full kind of thing. Like, yeah, it sucks that the whole game's not on there, but at the same time, or actually none of the game, it's just an unlock code. But at the same time, you have to look at it through the lens of like an indie developer or a smaller studio. Nintendo is only making 64 gigabyte cards available for developers to put games on. And most of the games on the Switch do not fill that card, and they are very expensive. I think they're like $20 a piece. So when your game costs 60, but 20 of that is literally just to buy the card, it doesn't make sense. So you take an indie game that is maybe a 4 gigabyte game and you're putting it on a 64 gigabyte card, you're losing so much money. So the key cards give those developers the opportunity, or those studios the opportunity, to still sell, I guess, physical media and still get their game out there and not break the bank. Now on the Switch 1, their cartridges ranged in size, so that's why you were able to get so many physical games, where there was like 8, 16, 32, and 64 gigabyte cards on the Switch 1. Nintendo has no option like that for studios. So it's either key card or 64 gigabyte card. And so it doesn't make sense for a lot of studios to do that if your game's not going to utilize all 64 gigs. So I don't like the key cards. I'm not a huge fan. I would say that's probably my only gripe with the console so far.
Yes.
So it's interesting that you brought up the performance enhancements. One of my friends who did get a Switch 2, she brought up how like she put Pokemon Scarlet in, and she's like, oh my god, it's actually playable now.
Yes, that was a big thing. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I got them when they first came out, and it didn't run that well. I mean, there was a lot of pop-in, a lot of glitches, and falling through the floor, yeah. And it was so bad that I just stopped playing it. And literally, I heard on the Switch 2, it runs like a dream now. So, I mean, that's definitely awesome. But what about you guys?
Some games got free upgrades, not just like the paid ones.
Yeah.
Mario Odyssey got a free upgrade. Splatoon 3 recently got one. Yeah, so it's nice to see them rolling out the free ones there. But my favorite thing about the Switch 2, I have two things. One, that Pro controller is incredible. On the surface, it just looks like a slightly upgraded Switch 1 Pro controller. But when you play with it, it is like almost a night and day difference when you're actually holding it in your hand. And the HD rumble feels better. The back buttons are a nice addition. There's a headphone jack, thank God. And the underrated feature, the control sticks, they're super quiet. Like they're not, you don't hear them go click clack when you're using them. That's really cool. But the Cyberpunk port on Switch 2 is just downright incredible, and like one of the rare third-party games that actually has the entire game on the cartridge.
Yep.
So you don't have to install it when you put it in the Switch. I think it just asks for an update that's really quick, and that's it. So.
Yeah. And what's something you're not crazy about?
I don't feel like the display settings are that good, I should say. Like, it does look great, 4K 60 HDR, but the HDR calibration's not as good as it is on the Xbox and PlayStation, so I feel like that needs to be fixed. And for some reason, I can't do like 1440p on my TV. I don't understand that.
A lot of TVs don't support 1440p. That's more of a gaming monitor resolution. So
that's
it's, yeah, so if you're wondering, yeah, like if you plug it into your computer monitor and it supports 1440p, most of them do, or at least more modern monitors. But yeah, TVs are usually 1080 or 4K.
Got it, that's why. But yeah, what were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say that it's kind of funny you brought up the video settings issues, because there was a channel, My Life in Gaming, who literally posted a short that showed that there are two different brightness settings. They're labeled the same, but they're actually different.
Yes.
One's a general brightness, and one's HDR brightness.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
And
I
you
guess
can
it-
you can completely miss the second one.
Yeah.
Like it'll ask you to adjust the brightness, and then it'll show you an image to show you what the brightness looks like. But it doesn't tell you, like it shows you on the bottom right, but it's so easy to miss. Press X to adjust the brightness.
Yeah.
I had to have that mentioned to me. I didn't know that that was a feature. So yeah, they just need to work on that stuff. Same with some audio settings. Like the 3D audio is apparently a big deal, which I think it works great on PlayStation 5. But so far the headsets that I've used with it don't seem to implement the 3D audio well. At least when I test it out in the settings, it just doesn't sound 3D to me. So I feel like there needs to be a little more fine tuning in like later updates. I feel like that's
For sure.
not crazy about.
And what about you guys?
Well, for me, again, I have not bought a Switch 2, so I didn't do the homework. I'm kind of sitting back here just taking notes, going like, wow, that sounds pretty good. All right, yeah. Oh, you don't like that? Okay, maybe I should not do it. Okay, you like that? All right, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to our guy over here, since I'm an Xbox guy. So take the floor.
Fair enough, yeah. Pros. It's kind of dumb, but I like the Joy-Cons. They like magnetically snap together. Yeah, feels pretty good to take them in and out. What I don't like, themes. Switch 1 has themes, like wallpapers essentially, and they never did anything with it. Like, never made like, to my knowledge at least. I could be wrong.
They never did.
It's not like a theme shop. You can't buy themes. You can't unlock themes.
No.
But there's two default themes. It's black and white. Like there's a category for it. So it's like, why do they not make cool themes? Sell them for $5, make $1 million. Anyway, no themes in Switch 1, no themes in Switch 2. Seems like a waste. 3DS had themes.
PS4 and PS5 have
Everything's
themes.
got What's a
Yeah.
Switch? So yeah.
Were you gonna say something?
No, I just had like a thought like kind of circulating in my head.
I see. I like
Thoughts
your
are
hat.
good, yeah.
I like your hat, by the way. I told you this 3 times this weekend, but I like
That's
your hat.
fine. Oh, actually, did you pick up? Did any of you pick up the GameCube NSO controller?
No.
Yes, I did. It's good. It's exactly like a GameCube controller, but there's a little tiny button on the top left to where you access the menu. It's the ZL button essentially. It's good. It is literally just a GameCube controller.
Well, there's also the fact that there's an unadvertised gyroscope built into the controller too.
What?
Yeah,
I
it has a
didn't know
built-in
this.
gyroscope.
That's cool.
That is cool. Because you
So-
can use it in other games. They don't advertise that part.
Yeah.
But if there's a gyroscope in there, obviously you can use it in other games.
Huh.
That's cool.
So do you think the Switch 2 will be just as successful as the Switch 1?
Yeah, it's
Um,
Nintendo.
No, but asterisk. I don't think it's going to sell as much as the Switch 1. But the Switch 1 sold 150 million plus units.
Yep.
And naturally, a successor console, or at least in Nintendo's history, does not sell as well. Like the 3DS was successful. It didn't even come close to Nintendo DS's numbers. So I think like some people are just going to be satisfied with Switch 1 for like the rest of their lives.
Right.
Because they'll be like, I can play Animal Crossing on my Switch 1. I don't need a Switch 2. And then they'll just stop playing games in general. So
Right.
That's fair.
that's what I think.
What about you guys?
Yeah, I don't know if the jump is enough to warrant buying one for everybody.
Mhm.
Right.
It's nice. It's super nice. It's fun. Feels good to play, but like $500 when you have a normal Switch, I don't know if it's enough to make people make the jump. At least 150 million of them. But also, they had a really good opening day, didn't they? Like a record.
Yeah, yeah,
Like a crazy number. I forget what it is.
3.5
Like, that's crazy,
in
yeah.
4 days.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like record-breaking numbers, but you
Yeah.
know that might just be hype. Go ahead, babe. What's your question?
I have a random question.
Yeah.
You guys are talking about Mario Kart, and I'm always curious about people's answers. top two people you play as. Like you can't.
In Mario Kart,
In Mario Kart, who you pick, and you can't
Huh.
pick them. Who's your backup?
Yoshi and Luigi. I got to go green.
Horrible.
So I.
I like the cow. Cow's cool.
The cow. Okay. I don't know what the Luigi hate here is. So I was a second-born child, so I got the hand-me-down character of Luigi. So Luigi's great. All right. Yeah. Because I had to like him because he was the only one left. So yeah, Luigi was mine, and then Wario was my backup guy. Because I remember, like, when I was a kid playing N64, Mario Kart 64, like, whenever he would lose, he would, like, bite his hat, right, out of anger. And I was like, that guy seems cool. He seems legit. Yeah.
Yeah,
He'll be
he's
my
edgy.
backup.
What about you, Cake?
I like Toad. Toad's cool. Wario's cool. Daisy's cool. It's fun as hell.
So just all of the above, just all of the characters who were left.
All right.
Station right
To
there.
piggyback off that, who's your Smash Bros main? Who are you playing in Smash Bros?
I'm so
Which Smash
bad,
Bros?
no
Which
matter
Smash
what.
Bros?
You just got to pick one. I've been playing the same characters since N64, dude. I'm either getting Mario is always my main, or Link is my secondary.
Mario.
Mario. I think they ruined Mario when they added all the extra moves. I just needed the N64 move set. Then they added all this extra crap with like the water gun from the GameCube and all this. I didn't need all that. I just need the base move set from N64 Mario. But yeah, I still play those two characters to this day. Oh, and I just started on Ultimate. I was really getting into playing Simon from Castlevania.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good character. So
He's a good one. I'm a casual guy. I don't really play. Like, I just always go to Sonic for some reason. I'm not.
Man.
Yes.
hell yeah.
I only for nostalgic reasons. I remember when he was announced for Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and I jumped around my house like a freaking maniac because finally he was coming to Smash Bros. So, yeah, and I'm pretty good with his moveset. I'm not gonna like try and defend like if he's a legitimately good like character to play as or what have you. I just like playing as my fast blue boy. Like leave me alone.
Okay, so the only right answer is DK. I would always go Donkey Kong, and I had a fun little move that I would do with my friends where I would grab the guy, throw him on my back, and then be like, we're both gonna die now. And then I would just jump off the side of the cliff. And it really sucked whenever I got Kirby, because my sister would always be Kirby, because I would go, and then they would just float back up. And that'd be all for nothing. It's very high risk, high reward behavior, but, you know. It is fun to see them rage, so yeah.
Classic technique.
What about you, Cake? Who are you playing in Smash?
I like Donkey Kong too.
There we
Kirby,
go, there we go.
Wario, Marth. I don't know.
Just list
Everybody.
them all.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Name
for
every character.
I played Captain Falcon a lot too, like on the original. Yeah, that was my favorite. So, who's a character? Because Smash Bros. Ultimate has like you would think everybody. Who's somebody that has not been in a Smash Bros. Game that you would love to see in a Smash Bros. Game?
Crash Bandicoot.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I've been praying for him all the time because it's just like I want the game with Mario, Sonic, Pac-Man, Banjo-Kazooie, and Crash. That would just be so epic.
Yeah, that would be dope. What about you guys?
Are we just limiting this to, like, say, Nintendo characters, or can it just be, like, any sort of character from media?
So your answer is Master Chief then.
Well, that too, but I'm just saying, but here's the thing. I want to go weird with it, all right?
Okay.
Because, like, if we could do any sort of character from any media, like, I want somebody random who has no skills and just watch them get the crap beaten out of them from a giant gorilla. Like, I think it'd be funny to just drop Joey from Friends into Super Smash Bros. And just see him get wailed on by a sword. Like, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, true. Bobby Hill.
There we go. That's better.
That was so.
And he has a power. He can kick people in the nuts. So,
He's
yeah.
on power, yeah, go pop
That's
his
his
head.
ultimate smash. That's my first.
I don't know you.
That's his Falcon Punch.
What about you? Oh, Quagmire would be a good one. Oh, he slipped something into your drink. Cake. All right.
Bro, we gotta get SpongeBob or something.
Did you see he's gonna be in Sonic Crossworlds?
Nah,
SpongeBob.
It's gotta be Smash.
Yeah,
I
but
ain't playing no Sonic game.
fair.
My bad.
Rude.
Get John McClane to go up against Captain Falcon. That'd be fun.
Like every Smash Bros. Game I always go through this cycle. Oh, Sakurai would never put X in this game. I remember hearing that about Banjo-Kazooie forever. People would always say Banjo-Kazooie is a Western character, not Japanese made. You can never. Oh, there he is. There's Banjo-Kazooie, and also Steve in the same game too. Isn't it crazy that the guy from Minecraft is in Smash Bros? That's crazy to me. I don't think we've also they have costumes from Fallout, Assassin's Creed, Doom, Undertale. What is this franchise?
Doom guy would be a cool Smash
I
character.
want him to.
If we're having Doom Guy in there, then he's got to go up against Master Chief.
That would be an epic
100%.
fight, dude. Like just to see Doom guy and Master Chief go at it.
I love Master Chief, but Doom Guy's winning that 100%.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no question about that.
100%. So, what would you say is your all-time favorite Switch game ever? You can only pick one. There's over 15,000 games on the digital store, and you can pick one.
Breath of the Wild,
Okay.
hands down. Yeah.
Troll and I'm just kidding. Metroid Dread, only because Metroid Prime Remastered, I wouldn't count that because it's a remaster of a GameCube game.
Okay. What about you, Cake?
Come back to me.
Okay.
You're the last one left.
What'd you pick?
Me, honestly, I'm gonna say Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
The first time I got my Switch on opening day, and that's the only game I bought, and it kind of blew my mind when I was playing it. And I played a lot of Breath of the Wild. And you know what? I've only got about 10 hours into Tears of the Kingdom. Like, to be honest, yeah, that's a great game that so far that I've played. But now that I can play it on the Switch too, I'm excited to finally get through that one. But yeah, Breath of the Wild for me. I know that's like a very cliche answer, and Mario Odyssey is a close second because I didn't play that when it came out. I played it years later, and I finally picked it up, and it is phenomenal. I mean, it's a very cliche answer to pick the 3D Mario game.
It is not cliche, it's understandable. And also, I like alternate between Dread and Breath of the Wild, like that's my favorite Switch game. That's just feels like how good Breath of the Wild is.
Oh, and I'm going to throw a weird one in there just because it's a fantastic survival horror game that nobody talks about. Tormented Souls. Tormented Souls, if you like Silent Hill, Resident Evil, the late 90s, early 2000s, traditional tank controls, weird fixed camera angles, the GameCube Resident Evil remake art style, Tormented Souls is all of those things. The sequel's coming out supposedly this year. It's a fantastic survival horror game, and I think you can get it on Switch. I picked up a copy today for $20, but it's absolutely amazing. I played it originally on the PlayStation 4 and then on Steam, and then now I'll get to play it on the Switch. But that's a fantastic one that's dirt cheap that you should play for sure.
Guys, I think we're sleeping on the greatest Switch game ever, and that was the remaster to Skyrim, because that was much better the 500th time that it got remastered.
Skyrim on anything.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, you can get the Master Sword and the Hylian Shield in the Switch version. So, or you could get it in the modded version on PC too.
The stats on that sword are weak.
Yeah.
Didn't they also put that on the Amazon Echo?
Yes, they did.
Effectively just making it single player D&D.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right,
yeah.
Cake, what's your answer?
Yeah, I mean, kind of boring. Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey, probably.
Yeah.
Too good.
They're just,
It's not boring. There's a reason why 3 people picked that
I
one.
know, it's just a cop-out answer, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
I am excited for Donkey Kong Bonanza, though, when it comes out in July. That game's going to be amazing. What's up, babe?
Good.
Alright, worst game you played on the Switch.
The worst game I've played on the Switch.
Ooh, I got
Ooh.
a good answer.
That's a good one.
It was the first game I reviewed at Game Explain. Bakugan Champions of Destroya. That game was so garbage. And usually we have a policy where it's just generally good practice in general to finish the game you're going to review. But I'm just like, no, I can't. I can't finish this. I don't think my mind is going to be changed by the last half of this game. I'm done. And I gave it like the second lowest score. It's just so, it's like trying to be Pokemon, but a little different. So like, you're just running along the battlefield and you're throwing things at the monsters to like make sure that their energy is filled up to attack. It's so stupid. I can't even describe it. I'm like, why am I describing this to y'all? You're not gonna play it. It's the worst.
I'm going to say Farmagia. It just came out. It's something that was at the Nintendo Direct. That was before. the Switch announcement in February. It's bad. I bought the big box too for it because it looked really cool and I loved the art style. And then I played maybe an hour of it. It's just a really bad game. So
My fiance might leave me for this, but I wasn't a big fan of Animal Crossing when she made me play that. So yeah.
The old ones are too good.
The old ones are that's
Hard
the
to
thing.
beat.
The old games were so much better. Like I'm always a release guy.
my wife always wanted me to play it, and I can't.
Yeah.
I
It's,
can't.
it's not my speed.
It's
not my thing.
No, it's cute, but no.
What was the question again? Least favorite game?
Yeah, worst game you played on the original Switch. Okay. Okay.
Okay, give me a real answer.
That's a real answer. First
Okay.
one's good. First one's classic. All the rest suck.
Such an oldest sibling answer.
It's true, bro. First
Yeah.
one's the best. That game's actually so good.
Yeah.
Transformation 1, Fire. Rest of them, forget about it.
Yeah.
3 is a masterpiece. I'm sorry.
You know what? I would love for them to release Luigi's Mansion 1 physically, just so that you could say you have all 3 on the Switch physically.
Right.
Just because I picked up the second one, still haven't played it, but I like set collecting. Like when you have one, you should have them all.
Well, they remade the first one on 3DS, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2 on 3DS, then
Just
you have
put it on
2, 3
Switch.
on Switch.
Yeah. It-
And now for Switch 2,
It's
you get
coming.
none.
Yeah.
It's coming to the GameCube service.
Yeah, I just really want a physical, like maybe like remaster like they did with Dark Moon. You know, that would be nice. But guys, I think that's it. 4:45 is the end of the panel, right?
It's 5 actually.
Is it 5? We got to go the whole 5 till 5?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Do we have any questions anybody wants to ask about
About
anything?
anything.
Anything, I don't care.
Front row.
Go ahead, babe.
I got a question, so I got a question. Okay, so I know Mario and Link are like the biggest titles in Nintendo. If you can't pick them, who's your favorite title character from a Nintendo game?
Ooh, your favorite Nintendo character that's not Mario or Link?
Samus.
Okay.
Metroid.
What about you guys?
Star Fox. We named our dog Star Fox. Actually, we have like this white Siberian Husky, and yeah, we just decided to go with that. What's up?
Bring back Star Fox.
Oh hell yeah, I'm
Probably
down for
was a
that.
good game this time.
Please.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to talk about remaking a game on the Switch, Star Fox 64 would be pretty cool.
Oh,
I'd be
dude, a
down for that.
remastered,
Yeah.
fully from the ground up, like remake or remaster of Star Fox 64 would be really cool.
Longer version of that game, maybe one where you could save.
Yeah. All you have to do is make another Star Fox game that's just that, but like different levels. What is so hard about that?
Yeah.
Star Fox Zero tried to be that, but there was like I don't get the Star Fox Zero Defenders. Even if you fixed the
It had some
control,
cool ideas in it. It's just like some of them just didn't.
I hated the tablet integration. Like that
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
looking at the screen and like looking up at the same time doing this. Like I hated that.
all that out, it would still be mid.
One,
It
Yeah.
would still be a mid game.
My closest friend is his favorite game of all time is Star Fox 64. We got Star Fox Zero at launch, and we decided to play it back at my place. He got to the point where you had to control the drone, and he was about ready to chuck that damn tablet because he's like, "You gotta be kidding me! It's a drone segment, and then even worse, it's a sneak mission." And he's like, "You gotta be kidding me!"
Oh, dude, I played maybe 20, 30 minutes of it. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. These controls are awful. I'm not playing it.
So you played half the game. If you only played 30 minutes.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Yeah, that whole Star Fox thing. That was good to see that you're paying attention, though.
Probably Wario.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't had a good Wario game in a while.
It's true.
Yeah.
This is kind of
WarioWare game on the Switch.
Yeah.
Do you want like a full-on like 2D or 3D Wario game? Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
yeah, yeah. We want 2D, 3D.
So like
WarioWare's
Wario
good,
World.
but
yeah.
yeah.
This
3D
is-
Wario would be sick, but it's
Yeah.
been what 20 years.
This is a total cop-out answer, because technically it was on the Switch, the Dragonborn from Skyrim. No, I'm just kidding. The Skyrim's my favorite game of all time. So, Nintendo character. My favorite would probably have to be, honestly, Yoshi. I've always really liked Yoshi. The first game me and my daughter ever beat from start to finish together was Yoshi's Story on the N64. And then we are playing through Woolly World and Crafted World together. So Yoshi's kind of near and dear just because I got to share that with my kid. So I would probably say that. if I can't pick Link, Link was always my favorite. So, yeah. Any other questions? Gaming questions? What's up, buddy?
Okay, so the Zelda movie is literally coming in 2 years.
Ooh,
Do,
here we go.
do you have any thoughts / concerns about it based on what we currently know about the film?
Yeah, it's live action. It's a terrible idea, and it's gonna.
disagree wholeheartedly.
I-
I think it's great.
I really hope, and I'm not thrilled about what is it? The director who did Morbius is doing the movie.
Oh, God, I didn't hear
Not
about
the
that.
director, not the director. Here's the thing. The director is Westfall, who did Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and if you watch that, it is literally a Zelda movie. Not literally, but like I was watching that movie, knowing he was directing it, thinking, "Oh snap, he's got the vibes down already," and he's a huge Zelda fan. Like he tweeted,
Okay.
like in 2010, like right after Avatar, the Blue People movie came out, saying like the next mocap movie should be Legend of Zelda. Obviously, it's not going to be an entirely mocap movie, but still. So you know, he's been a fan since before he like worked in this industry professionally.
That makes
But-
me feel better.
Yeah, but the producer is Avi Arad. Yes, he produced Morbius, but he also produced the Spider-Verse movies. He produced the good, all the Spider-Man movies, good and bad.
His
Right.
track record's 50-50, and that's
Yeah.
what scares me.
Well,
But when you produce a ton, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. When you produce a ton of movies, because he produces a ton of movies, they're not all going to be like amazing.
well, one thing I'll say that makes me
but
kind of
50-50
have
's
hope
not
for the
great.
movie is the fact that Shigeru Miyamoto is very involved and very, he cares a lot. Nintendo cares a lot about their IP. So if there's anything wonky like the early '90s Mario Brothers movie, he's not going to let that happen.
They will
So
cancel the movie. I swear to God, they will cancel the movie if they can't agree on something.
yes, 100%.
Well, it's especially curious because Miyamoto himself is not a story guy, actually. There were past interviews where he explained like he doesn't really think about the story too much about the games he produces, whether it be Mario, Zelda, and whatnot. Aonuma, on the other hand, seems to be more deeply involved with Zelda's lore.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I mean, maybe his opinions have changed, but
I
I don't
think
think.
Miyamoto does understand though that games and movies are very different mediums. So like what he thinks that the story is not as important in a game, but when it comes to a movie, that's all a movie is, a story.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I think they did a really great job with the Mario movie. So I have hopes, but we'll see how it plays out. What do you guys think?
oh yeah, go
Well, being a Halo fan, I've had a great track record of watching my favorite thing get adapted into live action. So I've got some ideas on how The Legend of Zelda can be a great obviously I want to see him talk. I want to see just Navi be brought back into it. It's not going to be my favorite movie unless I'm hearing "Hey, listen" every 5 goddamn minutes. No. Honestly, what do I think about the movie? Like, just make it. I mean, like, I've been a Zelda fan since I was a kid. Ocarina of Time was, I think, one of the first video games that I was so mesmerized, like, wow, this could be a movie, right? And I remember going to school and just like talking about it with my friends all the time. Like, we'd be like, hey, did you get past this dungeon, right? Like, we'd be giving each other tips. So for me, just the fact that it's even being made, that's super exciting. The unfortunate part is, I mean, the only main stuff that I've heard surrounding the film has just been more political based with, the idea of, a trans person being Zelda, which honestly, I mean, as long as they do the job, I'm okay with that, I mean, for God's sake, I mean, they do actually look like the person.
Yeah, they do, but I also don't think that's a credible rumor because she's been a very popular fan cast, and I don't trust anything the source says.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Rumors, but
It-
it sucks that
It is.
that
It's
awakened.
very wild how much she looks like Zelda.
Yeah,
Like,
and-
so much it's uncanny, just like the video game character. It is weird. It's crazy.
And I'm not trying to like put stock in rumors or anything like that because obviously we have no idea what the cast is going to be. But it's just, it sucks that it's a movie that I'd be very excited for, and the only thing that I'm hearing about so far has just been like politicized stuff.
Well, it's the same thing with like the Mario movie after it came out. And I'm not gonna get too into it because I'd be violating the rules. But yeah.
I didn't even look at the rules, so
But no, like the people were
Right.
And I feel, and the arguments they have were like flimsy at best, reachy at worst.
Mhm.
Right.
But you know, fortunately, in this day and age, when it comes to entertainment media, you can't please everyone.
Yeah, and
And
everything's gonna get
everyone's
politicized.
Try to get inflamed because they just want to be mad.
Yeah.
What about you, Cake? What do you think about a live action Zelda flick?
My hopes are not high, but I mean, I'll watch it. Of course, I'll check it out. Mario movie was cool, but I keep hearing, like, you always hear about these movies coming out, and half the time they're not even real. Like, I didn't even know the Zelda movie was actually coming out.
Yeah.
That was another fake rumor. So, if it comes out, I'll watch
Supposed to
it.
come out
Check it
May
out. Yeah.
2027.
2027 is gonna be a busy year.
Yeah.
For film, at least me personally, because we got the Sonic 4 movie, the next Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah.
The Zelda movie, and then Spaceballs 2.
That's one.
That's
That's
gonna
gonna
be
be
the
awesome,
best
dude.
one.
And I'm like,
I just want Nintendo to keep making like good animated films and branching out to other franchises because I would really like a Smash Brothers movie. Like one day, like the Avengers, right? The MCU. I want the NCU, just cause like it would be so cool to get a standalone Donkey Kong or a Kirby or something and just mash them together one day like the Avengers and get a Smash Brothers movie. That's my hope one day.
If I could piggyback off that real quick, my thing is I just want them to make a good movie in general, right? Like Mario was, a movie that excited me. It seemed like they actually cared about the source material. Like I feel like a lot of companies when making movies has been basically just relying too much on the IP. Like we know that Spider-Man or something is going to sell, so we can just kind of phone in the script or something like that. So as far as the Zelda movie goes, I just put care into it. Just have quality. That's all I care about.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for creative liberties to an extent. When you start changing the base of the like source material too much, then that's where I have an issue with things. It's
Yeah.
like if you stay tried and true to what made the franchise popular in the first place, I think it'll be successful. And I think that's why the Mario movie did so well.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think we start wrapping up or
We should. Is there one more question?
anybody have, oh, we got two more. Go ahead, buddy.
I was gonna ask, what's a low profile, game that really caught your attention that's not like a very popular name or doesn't have like a big brand that really surprised you guys in a way?
Okay, that's a good one.
Are we talking about just like strictly Nintendo or any game?
Any game.
For me, at least at the time, it was Life is Strange, and so that game when it came out, I mean, it was an indie game. I had never heard of it. I was working at Target at the time, and one of my coworkers comes up to me. He's like, "Dude, you need to play this game. Like this thing emotionally wrecked me." And he was kind of an emotional guy, so I was like, "Okay, Tim, whatever, right?" I found it on Black Friday. It was for $5. I was like, oh, okay, why not? I'll just buy this. I didn't get around to it for 3 or 4 months, and then finally I was just like, all right, let's just give it a shot. And I boot up the game, and I'm just kind of doing the the on-surface look at it. I was like, all right, so I'm a hipster girl who's still in high school. I'm probably not going to connect with this character because I'm not a hipster girl who's still in high school. Then about 40 minutes into it, I'm like, okay, this game is not messing around. This has me locked in. And by the end of that game, I was putting the controller down going I need to take a walk and rethink every decision that I've made in my life. This was heavy.
What about you, Cake? What's a game that's not super popular that you actually really like?
It's kind of an old one. It's called Ribbit King.
Oh, okay.
It's like a golfing game
It's an expensive game.
with frogs.
Yeah.
Called Froth, yeah. It's it's pretty fun.
Okay. What about you, Joey?
That's pricey too.
It's not that low profile, but I feel like it should have done better than it did. Was Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Okay.
People complain that Ubisoft puts out the same stuff all the time, which valid. But here comes a game from a franchise that's been ignored for a very long time, and it's in a genre that Ubisoft hasn't touched in a while, like a 2D Metroidvania, and then it just completely flops. I don't even know if that game sold 1 million units.
Right.
It deserved a lot better. It's such a great game, and yeah, go play it if you haven't already. It's amazing.
Okay. I would say one that is in my top 10 favorite games of all time, and it really shocked me because I played it many years ago, and then we got a surprise remaster on the Switch with new DLC. Like, I've never heard of that, where a game comes out 10 years later, gets a remaster, and then they make new DLC for it. And that is Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. And it's called Re-Reckoning on the Switch. So to make a long story short, the studio that it was created by was owned by Kurt Schilling, who was a famous Hall of Fame baseball pitcher. And he took his fortune and he opened up, I can't even tell you the name of the studio. Basically, he opens the studio, hires a bunch of big name people to work on the game, borrowed money from the city just because it was some type of program where he could borrow money from the city to create jobs within that city to fund the project. And the game it came out at a time during the crash in 2012, and so it didn't sell as well as it could have. So the studio went under. Years later, THQ Nordic bought the rights to that game and remastered it for the Switch and created brand new DLC for a game that was well over a decade old. New content for a game that was over a decade old. That game's fantastic. If you like Fable or World of Warcraft type of cartoonish fantasy graphics, the combat's amazing. It's a lot of fun. It's dirt cheap on the Switch, or you can play it on the 360, the PS3, PS4. It's a really good high fantasy action RPG. It's a lot of fun. So I definitely would say that.
Dope.
Yeah, I love that game. But guys, it's 5:01. The convention's closed. Thank you for hanging out.
All right.
Can we get a picture? Can someone take a picture of us for the panel to post? Because we should share it.
Yes. Sharing is caring. Here, do you want to put your jacket on?
Oh, yeah.